Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Diamond Paintings with me, your host Mike. Today we've got the next session of this lovely Halloween painting brought to you by Amazon in Germany. We're going to be doing a 30-minute session here today, and yeah, we've got to get this moving. And we have got the new phone, which is brilliant because now we get full view. And yeah, let's get started. So hopefully we can get quite a lot done. I'm hoping to get right down to the bottom of this within the next 30 minutes. And time's ticking because the 1st of October is tomorrow. So because at the time of filming this, I'm filming on the last day of September. So yeah, let's get moving. Okay, so one, I think I found that, but I'm going to get that ready for next video. But yeah, it's... get this sorted first. This drill don't want to go on, so put that there for the minute. I need to charge these batteries, I think. But yeah, it's been a fairly busy day today. I got up and done my emails, and I was supposed to attend a meeting, and I was like, do you know what, this is going to cost me to go there, and then I've got to put it all on a special system to get it reimbursed. And I was like, can we not do this over Zoom? So they agreed to do it over Zoom, because you know when you get up and you feel like you really don't want to go out, that's how I felt. And then I put some washing on and done some washing, done a bit of reading. Then I had to print some PDFs for the Route Master build, because I'm looking to get that up and running again soon. Let's just sort that out. Yeah, so that's F now. As you can see, I'm back in the bedroom now, so everything's moved again, so I've got to try and figure out where everything is. Yeah, that's that one, lovely. So yeah, so I've done that, and then I ventured up to Tesco because I needed to have some milk, and tea with not milk in is very horrible in my opinion. So got some milk, and I really needed something to eat because I felt like I was going to collapse. Because quite lately I've just been not eating as much. For some reason I've gone off my appetite, and I don't know why. And this is nice. We're starting the stalk now. Oh yeah, man. Okay. So yeah, and then we've got O, which I believe is that one. Yeah. I'm actually filming this in the evening, which I don't like because I can barely see anything, because the light is in the centre of the room, and it's very, very difficult to try and figure out. I need like a lamp or something. Where's B? Okay, we seem to be missing B, which is that colour there, which is B. Should be 17, so it should be here. Okay, we'll have to come back to B. As I said, I've been moving all my drills about, so I'll have to have a look at that, but that's annoying. So, yeah. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to quickly go and get my lamp, because it's incredibly dark over here. Okay, see if I can plug this in. I have to take Alexa out for the minute. See if I can get this plugged in. Oh yeah, that's better. At least I can see what I'm doing now. Put that over there, I think. It's in the corner. At least I can see what I'm doing. Okay. So yeah, then I ventured up to Tesco and see what I could find up there, and I fancied getting, a minute, for some reason they keep putting double-sided wax on here, and yeah, I ventured up to Tesco to get pizza. What is that? E, okay, which is this one. That can't be all the colour, surely. That's a very small jewel colour there. And then, yeah, so I ventured up to Tesco. I'm just going to go in the other room because I think I've got that colour. So if my calculations are correct, yes, there we go. It's a bit battered up, but 213836. No, that's JF092. Okay, so we've got colour missing. Oh, it's going to set me back, but it doesn't matter. I'll have to find it some way. If you notice, whenever I get a painting, there's always some, like, one colour missing somewhere, but we'll sort that out later down the time. Let me fill that in. Yeah, so I went to get some milk and then got a pizza as well. And I got some I fancied something sweet, so I got some Battenberg, which was £1.25. And I fancied some custard, it said custard cream donuts, custard donuts, but they didn't have none, which is no surprise for that shop. They only had ring ones, and I thought I really don't fancy them because they're plain and boring. When I eat it, they used to, many years ago, they used to do a lovely caramel toffee one and an apple version, but sadly they've never really come back. It's just now the standard jam and custard ones, but the jam ones in Morrison's are the best. They have really got some lovely jam in that, which I believe is raspberry. So yeah, and then I had a phone call from my relative to say that she's going to on the train, and I was like, well, where are you going? And it turns out that my relative has gone to Blakelands with her ex-husband, which is technically my dad. So obviously I'm starting to think if Julie Grace is not on the scene no more, because that's his girlfriend. And yeah, because he would always go to Blakelands with her, but apparently they had this massive row or something, and she no longer works at Morrison's, which is where my dad works. So I don't know what the situation is, but apparently someone was laughing at him up the street, and yeah, so we think it was her doing it. But that colour B is annoying me because I knew I had it here somewhere. And then obviously you sort of saw him going more and more with like just himself, and because he goes there on his own, and I'm like, how can you go all that way? And you know, what shows without, you know, no company in that. So yeah. So obviously he's gone Blakelands for many years. I stopped going, must have been 2012, because we always used to go, and as time's gone on, I just found it boring. You know, every year you do the same thing, go there, go on the rides, visit the arcades, go on the beach, play a bit of crazy golf, in the evening watch shows, and it was the same sort of thing all the time. So yeah, it's just going to swap my pen for a minute, because that big chunky one's got a loose grip at the end of it. So yeah, and I said, well, where are you? And she said Bognor Regis, and then she said, because you've got Bognor Regis, Minehead and Skegness. I believe Skegness is the furthest away, and yeah, apparently she's gone Bognor Regis for today, and then she travels back on Monday, so basically a weekender. So yeah. So of course I was like, well, who's on Molly duty then? Because obviously someone needs to be there for Molly to let her out for a wee. And, you know, walking her and stuff like that. So apparently Hannah's there. So she's on her own with Molly. George is with Vicky. You should never really see him anymore. Because he's always like, he's very prioritised. He always like, so like there's a birthday celebration, he will choose Vicky over that. I mean, I know they're having a kid, but, you know, this is family at the end of the day. And then obviously I'm in Braintree, and I was due to go over there tonight, because I had work originally tomorrow, but on the Greater Angler app, they're saying that the 1st of October is a strike day. So, of course, I've had to let the manager know and say, look, I can't come in. And they were like, we'll get a bus. And I'm like, no, I pay for a train ticket. I'm not getting a bus. You know, so I ain't paying for that when I have a train pass. Do you see what I mean? So, of course, they're not happy, and I'm, you know, there's nothing I can do. You know, of all the days to do the strike, they do it on the weekend when most people are going up to London or going to Hyde Park in London, or, you know, going out for the night. You get a lot of people go on the trains to Chelmsford. So, yeah, they don't seem to understand that. They're just being really selfish. So, very annoying, but, yeah. So, of course, she's there on her own. Doing that. So, of course, I'm going to go back. I'm trying to get to work on Sunday, but they're saying that after a rail strike, normally there's disruption the next day. So, just have to wait and see what happens, really, but it is annoying, because I don't know why the managers can't just agree on a price, because, as I said, the reason why you keep getting strikes is because it's all to do with... It's all to do with the managers. They don't want to pay the cost that the workers want. You know, and that's why they keep striking. If you was to get, you know, agree on something, then we wouldn't keep having all these strikes. And it's just causing havoc, because, you know, they don't seem to understand that people need to get to work and that. And sometimes they will call it off. They did for the Queen's funeral, but yeah, it's just causing havoc. I mean, with Royal Mail, they have, you know, they'll still try and deliver a special delivery and stuff like that, but it's getting beyond a joke. It's depressing most people, because obviously people have ordered not Christmas stuff, but people have ordered stuff which, you know, we're paying for a service of, say, like 48 hours, and we're not getting it, and it's not fair. So, yeah, of course. But when they said on the news, Royal Mail have got 19 strikes, I thought that is really taking the mick. 19, there's no need for it. Everyone wants a pay rise. I mean, I'm on $9.50 an hour, which isn't a lot, if I'm honest. For the amount of work I do, I think I should have a pay rise, but they won't do it. My company that I work for, the company I work for, they basically will do anything they can to save money. We're expected to buy our own uniform, it's just ridiculous. And then say for example, they're low on staff, they'll allow you to do overtime, but they won't allow you to do, say they were needing a new position to fill, because normally you have 4 GAs, which is general assistants, and a manager. But yeah, they don't really care. So what they do is, when they want a new position filled, rather than give the extra hours to the person already employed there, they'd rather employ someone else, and they've done that to everyone. One of my colleagues even said, well, can I have the extra hours? And she was like, no, we employ new people. And it's like, well, that's just ridiculous. You've got someone there and then who can take on the shifts, and you won't let them. What's that all about? It's just a very, tight company to work for. Obviously, I can't say the company on here because obviously, I'll probably get in trouble for it, but I'm sorry, I say it how it is. It's like Christmas. We're expected to work Christmas Day and Boxing Day and get no double money for it, because normally you get time and a half. Like with cab drivers, you'll get double, it's double fare and that, but no, we're expected to work all bank holidays. And because obviously I've got a weekend contract, I can never have a weekend off, and it's not fair. Sometimes I say, well, can we swap it? Oh no, you're on a weekend contract, so I never get a weekend off, and it's not fair. It really isn't. So then they announced on the news that apparently the Queen's death was caused by old age. But so it goes, I personally think BBC News knew that the Queen died prior to announcing it. I mean, they kept saying we're still waiting to hear about the Queen's death, but I think they already know, because the news said apparently she died at 3:10. What colour is that? G or C? I'm going to go with C. So apparently she died at 3:10. And of course, William and the 7 other royals that were on that plane didn't turn up till, I think I said 3:50. So she would have already been dead before they got there. And Harry, I felt so sorry for him, because he was so close to his grandma, which is obviously the Queen. And yeah, he didn't get there till gone 8, because apparently, I mean, I don't know if this is true, but Prince William wouldn't allow him on the plane or something. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. There's a lot of things in the press that aren't real, and it's all made up crap. But I just felt so sorry for him, because he had to. I think he flew in from. Is it California they stay at? But I just want to see them mend their relationship. They used to be so close, and now, because I don't really understand why they don't speak. Apparently there's this big argument to do with Meghan and Kate, I think it is, but I don't know why they can't just make amends and speak. Life's too short to fall out and stuff like that. With me, I'm like, as I said, if you're a true friend, you're always there despite any argument. But obviously the fake friends are the ones that never return. So that's how I establish a friendship. But yeah, I would love, if I could pray on one wish, would be to see William and Harry get back on and see you know, back to the relationship they did have. But I don't know if, I just hope they can. And it's, even at the Queen's funeral, they wouldn't let him wear military uniform, but then King Charles made an exception, and I think that was really nice of him. Such a nice gesture. But especially on, like, he looks so, Harry looks so depressed behind the coffin, you know, and it's like Andrew, he was, I think he got, his military ranks got removed or something happened to him. I don't know the full story, but, you know, one day wouldn't have hurt. But I don't think it's King Charles that decides it. It's something to do with the Privy Council, I believe. Because how I know that is because when Charles got elected as king, or became king, because he automatically becomes king when the Queen dies, and at the Privy Council, he asked if the Queen's funeral day, the 19th of September, could be a bank holiday. Now, if he's head of state, why would you need to ask for, you know, a bank holiday? So I suspect he has to get permission from the Privy Council. And then when Penny Mordaunt was there, I was like, what's she doing there? Because she's an MP. And, yeah. So I don't know. I don't understand why she was there, but perhaps maybe MPs do that part as well. But she's okay, but I think she takes her role a little bit over the top. Like, the way she speaks, she's very straight to the point, you know. But it was funny when he, someone left I think it was ink or something on the table, and he was Charles was like gripping his teeth. He was getting annoyed that it was on the table. So, yeah. It's been raining all day as well. You might hear it in a minute, actually. So it's been proper raining. Bit too much, actually. So, yep. So although we've done a bit of the stalk, we have got this gap here because B's missing, and I don't know where that is, because it was on here, so I'll have a hunt around for that. My desk really needs a big tidy up because there's crap everywhere. So yeah, okay. But it's been lovely of a night when you get in your bed and it's all nice and cold. I do like a nice cold bed, especially in the summer. But I have the fan going all night. I can't sleep without the fan, it's just too hot. Sorry about the rain if you can hear that. Looks like we've got another rainstorm coming in. Doing for time. Got enough time. I think I said last time I'll be moving this to 45 minutes. So what I'm going to do is, because I feel like this is still dragging a bit, so I'm going to move these paintings to 45 minutes moving forward. I think an hour is a little bit too much, because the longer the video, you know, the more time it takes. And then yesterday I was filming for my craft channel, because that's a bit of a slow takeoff. It's quite difficult to come up with ideas and stuff. So I've got a Christmas theme. So from the 1st to the 24th of September, there will be all sorts of Christmassy stuff, crafts and all that. And then same again on, obviously, this channel, the diamond painting, it's like this. So the whole of October, we're not doing any other painting apart from this. Obviously, I'll be working on other paintings for pre-records ready to take over from this and go back to the normal, because there will be a different painting every day after October. And this October painting will be every day at around about 8 PM. And then after that, I will be doing you know, November we've got a few different themes of diamond paintings, are very similar again, where we all have a themed one for the rest of the month and no else. And then Christmas is pretty busy because last year I got a Coca-Cola van painting. It's Santa Claus with a Coca-Cola painting on it. Just leave that there for the minute. And I wanted to do it last year, but I ran out of time, and it's been on my wish list for ages, but every time I've gone to order it, I'm thinking, I don't think it's going to come in time because it comes from China. And I thought, do you know what, I'll just order it. I've got Santa one that I'm doing, and I believe I got one from the works, which is like a snowman in a garden. I've got a stag, and I've also got another one, but I can't remember. I think it's Prancer. But obviously we're not going to have time to do everyone all this year, so some projects will be loaded for next year and the year after that, maybe. I'll just see how it plans out, or I might do 2 different Christmas paintings, one on the Monday, one on the Friday. I'll just have to wait and see, because I'm also doing other things on the other channels as well, and I don't want to put too much work on myself, you know. So yeah. Okay guys, so we're gonna I think we'll have time to do another 2 lines. We'll have to wait and see, but we'll get more of this lovely cat done. Oh, lovely. And then I had a message from Julian today, which is a new supplier, and he's got my issue 4 of the Doll's House. So, because I do work with a various amount of suppliers. I've got Barry, absolute legend, Katie, bless her, just dropped my pen, and I've also got Julian now, so, which is really nice. So he's got issue 4, which is great, because then we can do Winnie the Pooh's, I think it's Winnie the Pooh's mirror, isn't it? And a bit of the door. But apparently, I was watching Building with the Boys, and Scott was saying that apparently the door is not seen for nearly 2 years after we've done it or something. So, because that build's been extended, isn't it? It's now running up to 2024 or something, but I think that's a really long time. Because obviously you've got to remember that will take the budget for nearly 2.5 years, or however long it goes on for. That's why when the Eddie Stobart finishes, that frees that budget up, and then I can take on, say, another one. I don't want to pay out too much each week, because I've got to pay bills and all that crap. I don't like paying bills, I have to be honest. Hate it. I basically will go as long as possible painting as much as I can until we run out of the time, because I'm really enjoying this one, but we are definitely ahead of ourselves at the moment, which is lovely. But it's nice that we're getting rain, because we haven't had a good old mummy apologies, we haven't had rain for a while over here, from the best of my knowledge, or if it has, it's not been raining while I've been here. But yeah, tomorrow I think I'll have a look at the Doll's House and see whether we can move anything along. I think 33 we can do, but the one I got the other day, 37, is something to do with the basement of Mickey Mouse's floor with carrots and a wheelbarrow. So yeah, I need to find that bee. It's annoying that. This is why I don't like moving my stuff around, but I had to because of this new oven. And oh my god, yeah, I put the pizza in and it was smoking, and I was like, why is that doing that? And it smelt smoke, so I thought, oh my god, in a minute I've got to phone the fire brigade, because it is panicky. And then I thought, well, maybe if it does start to smoke, the breaker will automatically stop all the electric, because if there's too much overload, the master socket that controls all the switches, there's a breaker in it for safety reasons, and if there's too much overload it will cut it out. So to reset it you normally have to wait a while. But yeah, it's definitely was concerning. And then like half an hour later it sort of settled down. I think it's because it's new, it's just getting used to like the temperatures, but it's lovely. It's got a lovely quiet noise to it. And now I've got another problem because we had rain the other day and it was so bad, I think it's caused damage to the fluorescent tube in my kitchen light, because I don't know what's causing it. I don't know if, because my kitchen light is on a weird angle on the ceiling and I think it's directly above the roof. So there's a short gap because it's like a pin, it's like a roof light diagonal, but the light is sort of on that diagonal bit, if you get me, but going along like that. So I don't know if any rain's gotten into it, but the fluorescent tube has gone because it's lighting up at both ends but not lighting up in the middle, which means it's gone. Because with fluorescent tubes you've got a fuse as well. It's like a little round, similar to a C-type battery, that sits in, so that's the lighting. You've got a fuse that sits into there. But yeah, so I've reported that, but I think that call centre's backlogged because I haven't had a response in nearly 3 days. Problem is with this landlord is you have to really keep like emailing them to get it done. I'll never ever forget, for as long as I live, I will never forget that it took 2 years of ongoing back and forth with emails to get this oven sorted. Because I'm not someone who will, you know, if they're trying to fob you off or they're trying to argue with you, I'm not someone to mess with. So I will basically, providing there's evidence, because you know with everything you need evidence to back a case, but yeah, I will not. I basically fight until I win. So yeah, now I've got to try and get this white, because any white goods they're supposed to replace, but I don't feel I'm responsible for that light because it's white goods. So but yeah, that's where we're looking at the moment. Let's turn it off, and that is looking absolutely beautiful. I've really enjoyed that. So the next session will be 45 minutes long, but as you can see, that is absolutely fantastic. I'm really enjoying this, and yeah, even though it's purple, it's lovely. But do get this painting if you like it. It's beautiful to work on, and I'm just so happy I could get this painting because I wanted it last year but they didn't have it. So but anyway, please remember to like, share and subscribe. Remember to tap the bell if you want to be notified of all the videos I do, and I'll see you next time. Bye.